You know that proverbial saying, it takes a village to raise a child? Well, I absolutely think that's 100% true. And I think it'll be very useful for us burnt out mothers trying to raise families, trying to raise young children and keep up with them in this day and age with all of the oversaturation of information and screens and blah, like all the blah, right? I think it will be helpful to mitigate burnout and frustration and stress when we can reframe what village looks like now. I saw a post, I think it was on X, Twitter, and there was a mother saying that the village now, right? I mean, if you know, right? The proverbial village, back in the day, the communities were way more tight-knit. I would say even just as recently as the 90s and early 2000s. I don't know about you guys if you agree, but like I grew up in Hawaii. So we're on an island and it was already a very, very tight-knit tribal community. We didn't have internet at the time, right? It wasn't like really widespread yet. Like computers were just like personal computers at home were just starting to make their way into everyone's homes and stuff like that. So I felt like I grew up with community, like real community. Like my mom worked, if you know my story, my mom worked like 2-3 jobs. My dad wasn't really around because he was a drug addict, meth head. You know, he had his own issues going on. We had a bunch of stuff going on. If you know my story, you know my story. If you're curious about my story, you can go on my website, leannevalle.com, and read it, or just watch my videos. Oh, by the way, my name is Leanne. If you happen to be new here, I have been on the mind-body healing journey for the last over 3 years to heal from chronic illness. And so I've been diving into all that stuff, neuroplasticity, brain retraining, all that good stuff. And it's completely just been equal parts shaking up my life and healing a lot of things and changing everything that I ever knew. So it's been like, you know, what do you call it? Dark night of the soul journey. And I'm still on it. Still on it. So welcome if you're new. So what was I saying? I was saying, I'm sorry guys, I'm so frazzled today because I was up till 3 a.m. Doing what? I was watching Beckham, the documentary on Netflix. I've never watched it before. It was very, very insightful. There were a lot of synchronicities in that, and I think I was meant to watch it like right now, even though it came out in 2023. Anyway, that's besides the point. What was I saying? This is what I do on my channel. I just talk. Whatever is going on in my mind. So welcome. Thanks for being here. I know. If you landed on this video, I'm so grateful because there's like so much competition on YouTube. So the fact that you're even watching up till this point, thank you. Thank you for trying to grow this channel and help people as I'm learning these wisdom. Anyway, so okay, going back to the village, the community. And also, if you can see, I'm getting distracted. There's a wet mark here because I was drinking water and it dripped down the side of my mouth. That happens sometimes, and so it's all wet here. It's worse. Actually, it's drying up now. And I'm also equally distracted because we have a community garage sale going on. So there's like a bunch of cars that are just driving through our court, and you know, I can see them. So clearly, sleep deprivation and distractions, this is what the video is gonna be. Anyway, oh my god, what am I talking about? Okay, village. If you agree with me, when we grew up in the 90s, early 2000s, what was I saying? Oh, so yeah, home life was kind of destructive a little bit. But the thing is, my mom had a community. She was effectively working as a single mom, and she had to do all these jobs because, you know, she had to support us financially because my dad was gone. All this stuff, right? The story. She had my grandparents. She had my aunts and uncles. And it was a time that kids, thankfully, if you grew up in the 90s, you know, we could go outside and play all day from morning to night in the streets, going down to the river. You know what I mean? Like, we weren't supervised. So I feel like that was such a load off for a lot of parents. And my mom had her grandparents come in from the Philippines. So they like kind of cooked all the food. They cooked all our meals. Like, we always had an abundance of food ready, and she didn't have to worry about that. So I bring this up because thankfully being a child of the 90s, I know what it was like for my mom to have a village. Now, I am a mom. I have 3 kids. One's almost 10, one is 7, and one is almost 3. And prior to this illness that started in December 2019, the burnout illness that has been just crazy, I was doing everything. Moms, if you're watching this, right, this is how it feels like. And I thought it was normal, right? Like, for example, I was working my 9 to 5. So I would find any little pocket of time to do the things that need to be done, the chores that need to be done, the errands that need to be done to keep your home and keep your family moving and functioning, right? So like, on top of my stressful 9 to 5 job, I was using every break to go run to the grocery store or run to Target to go pick up toiletries, groceries, all this stuff. My office wasn't that close. It was close, you know, I'm in California, so like anything under 30 minutes is like a dream, right? So it was under 30 minutes, but then there was traffic, and then there was all these things. And so every break, that was me running to the store, running to curbside pickup, which was still like fairly new at the time. So I thought I was doing a revolutionary thing. Running to Costco on my lunch, like having not even eaten yet, right? Like getting in and out of meetings, running to Costco, doing a quick grocery run, driving it back home, dropping it off, heading back to the office. Or I would have to leave work on my lunch, go pick up my son from preschool, bring him to my mother-in-law's, and then go back to work. And then coming home and finding every pocket of time to do dishes, load the dishwasher, run a load of laundry, and then thinking that that was normal. And I know a lot of mothers do it. I know a lot of you guys do it, which is amazing, incredible. But also what was happening at the time was I didn't feel like I had emotional support. I didn't feel like I could even communicate to other people, mainly my husband, that I was feeling overwhelmed, because I thought this was normal for a mother to feel. And I thought it was normal for a mother to be running around like that, right? Because I am the mom, I am in charge of my family and my home. I am the one responsible for making sure everything is running as smooth as possible. But then I burnt out and my health crashed, and I've been on a journey since then. Almost 5 years now. It's crazy. So why do I bring that up? I bring that up because it's like I was totally not understanding what the integration and implementation of a village, it takes a village to raise a child, what a village looks like now. And so I read a post on Twitter and X, whatever they call it, and it brought up a really cool thing, because this woman was saying a village now, because we're in this like super individualistic, everyone keeps to themselves. Like, I don't know about you guys, other moms. I live in a very safe neighborhood. I have a court right in front of me. Super safe. Like, hardly any cars come through, except today because it's a community garage sale. But like, I could totally send my kids out to go bike or do whatever. Honestly, they could walk like to the park by themselves and come back, and like they would be fine. But there's like hesitation now. I don't know if you guys feel that too, but it's not like the 90s. It's not like the early 2000s anymore. Like, it's, I don't know. There's just like danger, I guess. I don't know. There's just weird. I don't see anyone else doing it either. Like, there's other families on our street, and I don't really see much movement or kids playing in the street like it used to. I don't know. That's how it is here. Maybe it's different where you are. But the village now is, this woman was saying on Twitter, the village now is Instacart, food delivery services, cleaning services, right? Landscape services, nannies, babysitters. And you know what? I can't believe it's taken me this long to accept that. You know, because back then, old Leanne from 5 years ago, before she got sick, she was running around doing everything. She thought she was doing the right thing by doing everything. You know? Like, I was like, no, I'm not gonna pay for, you know, a cleaning person to come in once or twice a month to deep clean my house because I can do it myself. I'm not gonna pay Instacart because it's too much, right? And I can just go run a quick grocery run and be fine. That was my mentality before. But here's the thing. When you have kids, your role completely changes. It's totally different, right? Like, I don't think we talk much about, or I think it's coming out more now, but there is such a mental, emotional toll that the mother feels because what's happening is it's not just the physical changes, right? The sleep deprivation, like the kids waking up and, you know, all these things. It's not just that's happening, like the physical, tangible changes that you see. But what's also happening for mothers when you become a mom who wants to be present with your kids and you actually want to raise them, right? And you want to be engaged with them and have a true, intimate, trusting relationship with each of your children. That requires so much mental and emotional, that's a load on you. And then if you have multiple kids, that's just, you're adding a load. It's a lot. You are cultivating you want to, right? Cultivate a deep, meaningful relationship with each of these precious little humans. That is a lot. Like, and that is priority. So I got my priorities wrong and I completely underestimated the amount of mental load, the mental emotional toll, because that's the thing, right? If we're here to co-regulate with our kids, because before the age of, I think like 7, they can't regulate themselves, or maybe even like older than that. They don't know how to regulate their emotions. They don't even know what their emotions means. It's your job as the parent to teach them what the emotions mean and what they're feeling and that they're okay and that it's all safe so that it can move through their bodies and not stay stuck in their nervous systems, right? That's a lot of work. You are co-regulating with each of these humans, these little humans. And that's like the work. You know what I mean? So I don't know why. I mean, of course I knew why. I just didn't know. These are things that you learn, you know, as you go. And some of us are slow learners. So I had to reframe and pivot everything that I ever thought about what parenting and mothering was, because my mom, bless her heart, she couldn't, just in the situation that we were in and with the knowledge that she knew and with the nurturing that she had with her caretakers, they didn't know what emotional regulation is. They didn't have the opportunity, or maybe they did, but they missed it. Who knows, right? But it doesn't matter at this point. What matters is, what can I do about it? Right? Because I'm the mom now. And if that's my priority, if I see that, oh, if I'm starting to learn my nervous system has to co-regulate these children, then number one priority is I need to take care of myself. I need to regulate my nervous system. I need to heal these layers that are, you know, because the thing is, I didn't get co-regulation. So I'm kind of starting from ground zero. Oh, it feels like it. It's not true. It's not true because we learn and compound on each other. But that's what it feels like, right? You kind of feel like you're starting from ground zero, but it's an empowering thing. It's because then you're kind of like, oh, I'm the creator. Like I can decide how my life is going to look, how I'm going to parent, how my home is going to feel, how I want to show up for my children and my family. The point of this video is I'm trying to reach out to moms and just kind of tell you, if you're feeling overwhelmed and if you're feeling burnt out, like don't get to that point that I did where your health just crashes, right? Actually, you know what's so crazy about this is I didn't even know that I was burnt out. I just thought it was normal. This feeling of, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I gotta do this, 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 I gotta do this. Like, I didn't even like consult my husband, but to be fair to myself, I think I tried to communicate that I was overwhelmed, but I think he wasn't able to receive it either, because he had things he had to learn and grow into. I think if I was trying to communicate my needs or where I'm faltering or where I feel like I'm drowning, he didn't have the wherewithal either to know what to do with me. So, so we both had to grow in those areas. So this is not my permission to you to like attack your husband and be like, see, I told you, like, you need to help me more. And yes, they do. But yes, I will say this. Yes, I do believe that men need to step it up, especially if your wife is burnt out. Men do need to step it up because it is a partnership and it's not just you. And they need to, just as you hold your kids' emotions and all of those things, they need to be able to hold that for you as well, because they are the husband, they are the leader of the family, and they vowed to take care of you. Anyway, that's just a side. There's so much I can say about that, but we will not today. We will not today. Let's focus on what can you do. So this is the whole point of this message is, the scattered message, is that if you are feeling burnt out and overwhelmed and your husband's just not there yet, like he doesn't understand yet, he hasn't matured to be able to hear you, like really hear you and see you, and that's okay. He'll get there. He will get there. You started first. My point is, you need to find and create your village, because it is for your well-being and it is for your own good, because you are still a person and you still need to tend to yourself. That is like number one. That is number one. You need to tend to yourself, because if you're empty, you cannot do anything. And then it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. So what is your village? If you have the means, outsource. Do your Instacart, get a cleaning person, even just a little bit. Like, you need to stop doing too much, and you need to stop overextending, and you need to stop gaslighting yourself, especially if you're feeling really burnt out and overwhelmed. Girl, give yourself a break. Because I know how your mind works, right? With moms, you're constantly thinking, even just thinking about what meals am I going to prepare, for my kids, for my family, what ingredients do I have to and then you make where our brains are always going. So give it a break, outsource it for your own good. And I know it's uncomfortable and it probably feels wrong, especially if you were raised in an environment where you felt like you had to do everything, but it's going to take a toll. I am telling you now, please take it from me. Outsource. If you don't have any time for yourself, you need to make time for yourself. This is why I'm not going to church right now with my family. My husband or my mom takes my kids, and honestly, these 2-3 hours that I get to myself is like a dream, because I'm just I can just sit, or I can just relax. I can turn off my brain, or I can make these videos, expression, or I can write, or it's silent and quiet. When do you ever get that? You have to create it. And then you get I could feel it last night, because with my kids right now, because they're young and they're very small, they're constantly touching me, constant. And I could feel I was just way more dysregulated than usual, because I'm oh my God, I just feel like I'm overtouched. I'm feeling overtouched, and their touching is they are trying to co-regulate with you, right? So I was just okay, I need space, just a breather. And it's okay. I'm trying to tell you, it's okay to put yourself first. You have to put yourself first. Otherwise, how are you going to show up everywhere else? You're not. You have to put yourself first, especially, and if you're the oldest daughter, hey, oldest daughters, you have to put yourself first for once in your life. And it is so uncomfortable. And I will tell you, for me, it has taken literally years to start having the courage and feeling like it's okay to outsource and to put myself first, like for real, like on a mental, heart, emotional level, like telling myself, it's okay that you don't go to church right now. It's okay that you don't want to be, that you want to be alone right now. It's okay that you don't want to wash the dishes right now, which I'm going to wash the dishes. That's why I'm standing here. But, you know, like, take care of yourself. Please. We need more fulfilled moms. We need more fulfilled, healed, lit up moms, because when we show up that way, our kids can tell right away and they will feel inspired. They will feel like their battery's charging because they can tell, energetically speaking. Kids know everything. They can sense everything. They can tell that you're more rested, that you're more full. Get your partner on board. Get your husband on board. Nicely, respectfully. Like, you have to tell him, I need this and I need you to partner with me, because the way that it's going now, the way that it has been going now is not working, and I will not tolerate it anymore, because I am a human. I am also a human. I need time for myself. You can even audit, I'm sure. Like, if you audit your whole week, you can even tell your husband, like, when do I have time for myself? Look, I do this and this and this and this. I need time for myself. I need a breather, and I need you to step up. And I will pray for you, because some husbands will be there. It'll start clicking with them, and they're like, oh, I vowed to take care of you. You know? Yes, we vowed to take care of each other, but you have to recognize and discern when you know in your heart that your partner is not reciprocating that. You need the reciprocation. Like, that's the whole point. That's why you guys got married, right? You're partners. So you need to start acting like partners. And it's not like keeping the score of, oh, I do this, I did this, so you do this. No. It's just changing, getting into the mindset of, hey, we are partners. I need this. I am burnt out. And like, I will, if you make me feel guilty about it, I will reject that, because I am taking myself seriously this time. And I'm putting myself first. Very empowering stance. And you don't have to be an a-hole. You don't have to be a jerk about it. You don't have to lash out, but you need to understand that you are valuable. Your life is valuable, and you are not some freaking vending machine. You know, you matter. Clearly, you have children. You have a family that's counting on you. So you need to count on you. You need to take care of yourself. That's the whole point of this message. Create your village. Get a babysitter once a week even. Like, just if you're feeling overwhelmed, make changes now while you can, before you hit a rock bottom. I don't want you guys, that's why I make these videos. I don't want you guys to hit rock bottom. Outsource. Get way more collaborative with your partner, with your husband. Let him know what's happening now, that things are changing, because you matter. And you don't even have to tell him that you matter. He should know. You know? But sometimes we don't even recognize that we don't even treat ourselves internally, right? And treat ourselves like we matter, or we don't even believe that we matter, because we have been taught to always serve and overextend while betraying ourselves. That cannot happen anymore. Another deranged message. I love deranged messaging with you guys. And also happy May, because shoot, May is crazy for us. It's my husband and I on our 13th, lucky number 13th wedding anniversary. A few days later is my birthday. A few days later is Mother's Day. And then my third child, my daughter, happened to be born in May, a day before her dad, my husband's birthday. So May is just crazy. So let me know your thoughts, if you agree or disagree. I want to know everything. Introduce yourselves in the comments. Help me grow this channel. And it is time, ladies. It is time to take real care of yourself, because you are so important and you are so valued and you are so worthy. You are so loved. And I want to see us thrive. We need to thrive already. The suffering has gone on for too long, right? We need to thrive in our highest selves, in our most fun, feminine, flowing, right? Like, we can get all of our done. We're so good at that. We're so good at productivity, all that stuff. But now we're gonna do it without the masculine hustle, because we're not built for that. That's not our role as women. We are gonna play more. We're gonna have more fun. We're gonna be more present. And I swear your kids are gonna feel it. Their behaviors are gonna start changing. Your husband, your partner's gonna feel it. They're gonna start seeing that you're showing up differently. It's all energetics. And that is what we want. Okay, I'm gonna go clean these dishes here. These pots. All right, take care, love you, bye.